Alright, so me and Dax are here at my favorite course, the Nikiski Rec Center. So what we're going to do is I'm going to be playing on the long tee pads, Dax is going to be playing on the shorts, and we're going to go at it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Dax a 15-stroke lead and see if I can still catch him and beat him. Loser has to do the other's chores for a full week. Okay, so a lot of pressure on the line. It is pretty snowy, and there are gonna probably be bears out, so we're gonna be trying to make as much noise as we can, but we're gonna focus on the round. All right, so there you can see Dax is gonna go ahead and start out with a 15-stroke lead. And again, we are playing for an entire week of chores, pretty much whatever the winner says goes. And here we're gonna start off on hole 1. So I'm throwing from the long tee pads, which are in blue. So I'm throwing 438 feet downhill. And Dax is going to throw from the short pad. So right here off the tee pad, there's a tunnel shot that you have to hit. I decided to throw something flippy. I'm throwing a Star Wraith, trying to throw it on hyzer and have it flip up late. Really liked the line, just left it too low. Still going to be right in the middle of the fairway.
So I just thought try and put it close to the basket, but I sallied it and threw it into the woods.
Yep, it went way off into the woods. So it looks like we missed Dax's second shot. He didn't quite make it back to the fairway, but he's just on the edge, throwing 3. And here's my upshot. Again, we didn't warm up, which is not a good idea. Left that short and right. And here's Dax's third shot. Kind of in a tough spot, stuck in these trees. Throws a really nice touch shot with a, what was that, a pig?
Yeah.
And that felt good. It was a nice putt to get the round started. Good to pick up a stroke on Dax right off the bat. So coming into hole 2, you might not be able to see it on the video, but from the pro pads there has been a lot of trees that have fallen over, so it opened up this middle gap instead of the actual way the fairway is shaped. So right here I'm trying to take an MD4, an old beat up one, and just trying to crush it down this gap. I kind of shank it, pull it a little bit too far to the right, catch some trees, and I'm going to drop right on the edge of the fairway, just in front of where Dax is teeing off from.
So, and I tried to just throw it and have it hyzer towards the basket, but I failed.
And Dax didn't get all of my upshot there. I threw a big sky and hyzer, and it landed probably about 5 feet from the pin, so I was pretty happy with that.
And I just tried to throw it, try and just get more of a better shot to try and get par.
Well, that was a great bit. That was a good putt. It was just a little bit too far to the right, but you know, it is what it is. I think that's 2 strokes now that I've gotten the 2 strokes and 2 holes is not looking good for you.
Yeah, not really.
But now we're under the beast of a hole. So this is a true par 4, 675 feet, and it's very tight fairway. What I'm going to throw is I'm going to throw an old beat up Star Destroyer. I'm trying to throw it on hyzer and have it flip up. And you can see in the distance, once I throw it, there's a hill that you if you're throwing from the tee pad and you're trying to get a 3 or a 4, you have to land on. Again, I didn't quite hit my line the way I wanted to. It's not quite at the top of the hill, but it's off to the right. And same for Dax here. The goal is to try to get to the top of this hill.
Maybe even a little farther.
Now Dax threw a distance driver, hit the hill, and scooted up a good ways. So he's in a pretty good spot, especially if he's just trying to get a 4. Now, I am not trying to take a 4. I'm throwing a forehand with a distance driver, trying to get up there to at least give myself a look at a 3. And I just, with those little bushes right in front of me. I kind of chickened out and threw it too high. Ended up stalling out and dropping short. And Dax is in a really good spot here and just throws it right into the ground. Actually, I think we missed your upshot. Is that?
Yeah, that was.
Okay. So that's Dax's. Dax just threw it too low. This is where my forehand ended up. Trying to throw another forehand around these guardian trees and just have it land right in the middle. Give myself a good look. Now, when I let go of this, I was not happy. Let go of it early and inside, but I just squeaked around those trees, so I'm pretty close to the basket for an easy four.
And so I am throwing a pro pig and just
shot?
trying to do the same as Jared.
Now, that one we missed. So because I think you threw one, I think that was 3.
Yeah.
Because you threw up for 4.
Yeah.
And you're putting for 5.
We missed a couple, actually.
Yeah, we missed a couple early on. We got out of the car, we're trying to hustle. And again, that feels really good to pick up that 4. So starting off okay, not very good, not what you want to start with, but with how many mistakes Dax was making, it kind of worked out.
You butthole.
Oh no.
And then
Yep.
sadness.
And this is what
Sadness.
Dax needs to work on.
Putting.
Yup.
So
not even
I
putting. Dax is a very good putter. He has a very bad tendency to rush shots.
And I wasn't really focused.
Well, why weren't you focusing?
I thought it was just going to be an easy putt for par.
There's no such thing as an easy putt, buddy.
Unless you're parked.
Even then.
Even then, yeah.
You were parked right there and you still missed it.
Please stop, bro.
So you can see I'm only 13. Nope, not even 13. I'm 11 behind Dax. So I'm making quick work. But this hole I've had issues with at the state championship last year. This was the first hole I started on, and I took a bogey on the first hole of the tournament. So I have some bad history with it. I changed my game plan. I'd normally throw a forehand up the gut with a putter, but I decided to throw this big Annie with mid-range. I'm throwing a buzz here, just trying to make sure it goes to the right. Threw it on a pretty good line, but I ended up throwing it too far, or too much of an angle, so it kind of just digs into the hill. And Dax throws from the same tee pad. They don't have a shorter one here. And that was shanked. That was early. That was way left.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So Dax is left with a tough upshot here. You took a while to think about this.
Very long while.
I was surprised. I thought Dax was going to end up going with the forehand pig. But spoiler, he does not throw a forehand pig. He's going to throw a backhand with the jawbreaker zone.
Yes. I trust the jawbreaker. It's just I haven't thrown it for a long time.
And that is not the line you wanted to do. That was another grip lock and shank. But, you ended up pretty close. What were you, like 10 feet from the basket?
I guess so, yes.
Yeah, and here we're walking up to mine. I was pretty happy with where I was. I consider this as a bonus too. I don't really expect to get this hole. It doesn't suit my play. But here I am. I'm putting for 2. Putt so far has felt good. So I'm pretty confident in this putt. Line it up. Give a nice little bid. And right off the cage, I was pretty happy. I at least hit cage, but, can't make them all. And again, Dax just going too quick.
That's the only bad thing. I'd say I'm not a good putter, but I'm not like the only thing that's bad is rushing.
Yeah.
For me.
Dax can hit some pretty long putts and is pretty solid when he takes his time and really focuses.
Sometimes.
Most of the time. I love you. But
Okay.
there we go. That's another stroke I'm picking up on Dax. So again, so far every hole here I've picked up a stroke on Dax. So it's looking pretty bad for you, bud. Leads down to 10. I'm charging. Hole 5 is a 375 foot par 4. Really, it mainly plays as a par 3. It's kind of tight. It's open, but there's these trees that are planted in the exact spots where you want to throw the disc. So I'm throwing a S-line PD, trying to throw it on a little bit of ante, have it hold, and then fade at the end. But I threw this just too low, just like on hole 1, and didn't get it to come out. So I'm probably about 60, 70 feet short.
And then I tried to throw this just straight, but I grip locked it and kind of threw around the trees, but not bad. Though.
Yeah, that worked. You made it inside the circle, or circle's edge. It turned out okay.
Yeah.
Now this I'm not really trying to make. I'm just trying to
put it as close as you can.
Yeah, just give it a nice jump putt and try to pretty much put it at the pin. This was weird. I had weird footing, and you may not have seen it, but my front foot, my right foot, just went like halfway through the ground. So there's this huge hole there now.
Yeah, every once in a while you might step in like a little mud hole.
Yeah, that was the only problem. And Dax took his time, lined it up, and actually gave it a really good bid there. Pretty happy that you missed high instead of low, because that means at least you wanted it.
Kind of.
Go ahead and tap out. Kind of had a little stare off with you. But that's an easy 3. And here I'm going to tap in for my easy 3 as well. So this is the first hole that I think that I haven't picked up a stroke on you.
I think so, yes.
Oh. Taking my time. Don't want to make the same mistakes as Dax. And there we go, in for par. So no change in score. Dax still has a 10-stroke lead. And now we're going to move on to hole 6. It's kind of it's a slight turn to the right. There's 2 options. There's a forehand or a backhand turnover, which follows the shape of the fairway, or the route that I decided to take, which is this big hyzer, which is cleared out over the years. Throwing a Sexton Firebird, just trying to put it on a sharp angle. And that I did not like. I threw it a lot flatter than I wanted to, so I ended up carrying to the left. So I'm just inside the circle, but I'm about 28 feet. Whereas if I threw it on more angle, it would have knifed down harder. And
that's a putt for 2, bud.
Right
that was piped. Give me some of
that. So I threw a MD, I believe.
How'd that feel?
And
just okay?
Put it near the basket. Between okay and good.
Dax laced that, but there's this tree that fell over, and he hit that and kind of stopped about 40 feet short. If he missed this thing, then he would have been about 15, and had a pretty easy look at a birdie, but now he's got this long look. Good line. Took his time, gets it up. Great line, just again a bit too low.
Yeah. I just know once you really catch up to me, I'm going to have to start bringing in the birdies.
Yep. And that was really disappointing. I was not happy with that. That was, again, you don't get that many birdie looks out here, especially with all the par fours and long holes, tunnel shots. And so when you have a birdie chance, you really need to capitalize on it. And there I did not. But thankfully, Dax didn't birdie it. And we're moving to another pretty easy birdie hole, which, again, you got it. There's this stretch of about 3 or 4 holes where you need to get at least 2 to end up having a good score.
Yeah.
So this hole is 269 feet. We're both throwing from the same tee pad. Again, this is another hole that I'm kind of switching up my game plan. I typically throw a forehand with a zone, a little bit of ante. I decided to throw my slammer, a beat up slammer that goes pretty straight. I ended up throwing this way too hard, especially for a 269 foot hole. I threw it about 300. So I have a long look at a birdie, which you don't want. You really want to pin this hole.
And I just took my beast and just tried to throw it dead straight.
Yep.
Which I did not do.
Nope. And again, we missed Dax's upshot on this hole. There's a little snippet of us walking the course, but Dax went way, way to the left, hit those initial trees, and then had a really good upshot. So he's going to have an easy tap in 4. Again, had another stare down. Looking at each other. And you'll see, I'll take a really quick step at him and he'll kind of jump. So yeah, here I am long. Got an awkward stance. I'm trying to do a straddle putt. Thinking about it, I should have kind of done something else. I don't know what, but this wasn't comfortable. After missing low on the last one, I wanted to make sure I missed high, and I missed high. Trying to figure out what's going on. Not very characteristic of me to miss 2 putts in a row, but oh well. So again, nothing happened. But we're back to another birdie hole. 292 feet. There's a Mando on the left that you have to go around to the right. So it's pretty much throw something straight and have it slightly finish at the very end to the left. So I'm going back to my MD4, just trying to have it go straight and finish flat. A little flustered after those last 2 holes. Early released it, but I ended up fighting through to about 20 feet. So I was pretty happy with that.
So I took my...
I think that's your strike.
Yes. I forgot what it was because I don't know. And I just tried to crush this down the fairway, and I did okay, but
it was a little short, and
yeah.
You got kind of a big skip at the very end that puts you right in this tall grass that's, thankfully, it's in the spring and hasn't grown in yet. If we would have shot this probably about a month later, you wouldn't be able to see Dax throwing from that spot. But he had a decent upshot. Here I am for birdie look. Trying to have a Goldilocks putt. Not too low, not too high. Just right in the middle. So that felt good. Finally getting a birdie. Getting on the train. Trying to hope Dax will get his putting game going.
Yeah, hopefully. And I just hope I get 1 birdie. And that I make this putt.
And again, you kind of just rushed that. It looked pretty half-assed.
Bad.
Yeah, you didn't really try on that one.
I did not.
So again, picking up, I think 2 strokes there. Yeah,
Yes.
so down to 8 strokes, going into hole 9. Almost got half my strokes back halfway through the round, so that's good. This hole is really, really tough. It has a weird shape to it, and then there's a lot of trees, along with, if you go to the left off the fairway, you are guaranteed a 4 almost. It is so dense in there that you can't really get anything. So I'm throwing an Annie with this. Pretty sure I was throwing an ESP Force. Trying to just get myself up there, have a look. So I'm sitting at about 45 feet. And this is the short tee pad.
And I tried to use my wasp, which is very colorful, so we could not lose it. And I tried to just throw it flat at the basket, but, well,
You'll see.
yeah.
Yoink. Dax ripped it to the right. But if you can look over to the left, that stuff is thick. And it goes back for a ways, probably about 100 feet into the left. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
And if your disc is in there, you
Are probably not going to get in there, or,
you're not going to be able to get out.
yeah.
So here I'm looking at a long bid. Putt felt good on the last one, so with my style of jump putt, I'm just thinking about, I'm picturing a basket 20 feet away from me, doing a normal putt, but stepping through it, giving it a little extra juice. We can at least give this one a bid, and that felt real good.
And it kind of looked good.
Happy to pick up with 2 there. Hopefully get another stroke on Dax, but he still has a putt. But
A long putt.
again, that's a bonus birdie. Well outside.
And on this one, I really did do my best to get in there, but I knew if I threw it, like actually backhand thrown it, I wouldn't get it, and also my putt, I wouldn't get it.
That was a good looking putt. I mean, it was right line. You gave it some height. It was just a little short, but you know, oh well. It should be a tap in
Par.
Tap in 3.
And so after that birdie, you are 7 strokes behind.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yes, you are. Yes, you
Especially after the last 2 holes, I'm feeling good. Feel like I'm finally getting warmed up. So that's the front 9. So yep, Dax's lead is down to 7. Making good work of catching him. But so go ahead, watch the back 9. The back 9 is way more exciting. Dax starts playing a lot better.
I guess.
There's a lot more crazy shots. So please go ahead and watch the back 9. Leave a like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the back.